On today's show, we've got the long-awaited return of a 90s legend, plus 4 other drinks are also here to take on the Pepsi Challenge. Hello, food freaks, and welcome to That's Rank. Introduced in 1893 as Brad's drink, the future Pepsi Cola was a hit right from the word go. Caleb Bradham of New Bern, North Carolina, yes, that New Bern, invented the drink to be sold in his drugstore back in an era when drugstores were a front not for drugs, but for sugary sodas and butter beers. Also leeches. Bradham invented the drink that was both appealing and would aid in digestion and boost energy, and he definitely hit the mark on at least one of those things and failed miserably on the other. But that's neither here nor there, because flash forward like 130 years later, and we've got a drink that's promoted but never consumed by Britney Spears and many other slim-waisted celebrities. One thing, however, that was never on Bradham's mind was to expand the library of Brad's drink to include a wild array of flavors. I mean, probably. Maybe it was, but I can't imagine people in 1893 even knew what the hell a mango was. A boat from the tropics all the way into New Bern would have taken like 14 weeks, and all the mangoes aboard the ship would have either gone bad or been eaten to prevent cholera and scurvy. Or maybe dysentery? Are there mangoes on the Oregon Trail? Anyway, somewhere along the line, Pepsi decided to make it weird, and today we're gonna lean into that weird by trying out a pile of North American, Japanese, and Chinese releases before flashing back to my childhood and consuming my very first Crystal Pepsi in almost 30 years. I remember absolutely loving this drink as a kid, and I insisted that it tasted differently from a normal Pepsi. And shortly, we're gonna find out if I've been living a lie all these years. You're the Pepsi generation. All right, we're gonna kick off today's show with Peach Pepsi, coming to us directly from Japan and not from Atlanta, Georgia, where if they so much as thought about harvesting the state fruit, they'd be shanked and buried alive by Coca-Cola executives. So I Googled, and this is actually peach and oolong, and you might be wondering what oolong is and how it enhances the soda. I have no idea. Also, can you see this? The bottle's sticky, like really sticky. I don't like that. That's weird and fruity. Now the question is, do I like this? I think I like this. It feels right here. Is that my heart? No, that's my heart. Okay, well, it feels here like I like this. I don't know what's going on over here. I think the peach goes smoothly with the Pepsi. Like, it's well blended. It's refreshing and it's not overly sweet. So for now, let's go ahead and rank this right here in the middle and just see how the rest of the game plays itself out from here. You're the Pepsi generation. So I'm gonna come clean that before this episode, I must have spent an hour trying to figure out just what the hell this Pepsi was. I thought, oh, maybe it's just a Pepsi with some Chinese writing on it. You know, that's fun. But no, it's actually something called Osmanthus. And now I thought, okay, Osmanthus must be the Chinese word for Pepsi. But no, I think Osmanthus is a flower. Apparently it's used in tea and desserts and stuff like that. You know, China likes to put flowers in things, and I don't really know why exactly, but then we Canadians like to pour gravy over everything, so it's not like we're without our own faults. I do feel like flowers are probably a healthier choice. Unless it's a flower that's poisonous, I don't think those are good for you. Okay, so I just went ahead and Googled if Osmanthus is poisonous, and I know, Pepsi wouldn't release a poisonous drink, would they? Well, as it turns out, it's not. It has no toxic effects reported. But of course, how can you report it if you're dead? So, in the event this video never gets released, you can assume that this killed me. Ugh, no, that's not good. What it is it's Pepsi with a flower in it, and it tastes like Pepsi with a flower in it, and I definitely do not want more Pepsi with a flower in it. I mean, for God's sakes, you're an adult company making adult beverages. Grow up, lose your flower. I mean, of course, if you want to, it is still your choice. This is way worse than the peach. Easy last place for now, and I'd say it's definitely last place, but you know, I'm still suspicious of some of the drinks to come. You're the Pepsi generation. Okay, legit here, guys. We didn't have a flavored Pepsi on the market until 1988 when Wild Cherry Pepsi came out. Since then, however, we've seen things like Pepsi Candy, Pepsi Blue, Pepsi Holiday Spice, which, sidebar, absolutely needs to come back. I probably put on like 30 pounds over the 2004 holiday season because I was so addicted to that stuff. We've also had Pepsi X, Pepsi Black Currant, and now we've got this Pepsi that comes with instructions. I don't want to have to assemble my Pepsi. I buy Pepsi at convenience stores for convenience. If I wanted to put it together, I'd buy it from IKEA. It's a nitrogen-infused Pepsi, and you're expected to pour it into a glass because it's apparently like a Guinness. Hopefully they mean in terms of smoothness, not in terms of flavor, because Guinness is awful. Don't even defend it in my comment section because you're wrong. The minute you use the word thick to describe a beer, I'm out. I don't know what just happened. I don't know that your Pepsi's supposed to scare you like that. This definitely looks different from any poured Pepsi that I've ever had. The foam on top is a lot more foamy, almost like a body wash. Wait, that doesn't sound good. Well, hey, what do we have here? This is awesome. It's a Pepsi, and I want to say it's a Pepsi without carbonation, but without carbonation would be flat and weird, and that's not this. Instead, it's like carbonation that you can swallow without the sharp burping bubbles hitting you right in the feels. And by feels, I mean my stomach lining. Is that just a thing that happens when you turn 40, that soft drinks start to hurt you? Or is that just me? If you're old, comment below. Freaking love this. This soda is smoother than Marvin Gaye, so right into first place it goes. You know, I wonder if it was the glass that made it good. Let's try that with the flower Pepsi. Oh, no. You're the Pepsi generation. Competitor number 4, Mango Pepsi. So to recap, we have Peach Pepsi from Japan, despite the fact that peaches are grown domestically, and now we've got Mango Pepsi from America, which makes sense because the mango is the national fruit of the Philippines, India, and Pakistan. I suppose, though, there are Mexican mangoes, and allegedly they can grow in Florida, but I haven't seen any stories come up about Florida man robbing a Wendy's with a mango, so I'm guessing they're not very prevalent. Now, amazingly, this is not a limited time flavor. Pepsi supposedly made this a permanent addition to their roster. Now, if you're watching this video in 2024 and Mango Pepsi is nowhere to be seen, don't at me. This is simply a fact as of today in 2022. I know permanent means permanent, but keep in mind the McRib used to be a permanent item on the McDonald's menu, and we in Canada have not seen one in over 10 years. Also, the Taco Bell Bell Burger, y'all need to bring that thing back. It's literally a sloppy Joe with taco toppings. It doesn't require any extra work, and it sounds delicious. That is very mango heavy. Thankfully for Pepsi, I love mango, so I can see why this is here for good, at least until they get bored with it. Now, this is a lot sweeter than the peach one over here, which would normally be something that I knock, but mango is such a sweet fruit in general, I do kind of expect a whole lot of sweetness to come out of a drink that's with it. Peaches are too, and it was a little bit while the mango was all, hey, I'm here, I'm ripe and ready to party. So this is not better than the Nitro Pepsi. This thing is in a class all by itself, but much like your night after a Taco Bell Bell Burger, this is a solid number 2. You're the Pepsi generation. I'd love to introduce this with some Van Halen if it wouldn't lead to a copyright strike on my channel. It's 1992 all over again, and Crystal Pepsi is back with a vengeance. Pepsi marketed the crap out of this thing, and I was all over it. I would head down to the Becker's convenience store with my $2 bill in my hand, which was a real thing in those days. We weren't always a weird country that boasted loonies and toonies. And that $2 was usually enough for 2 bags of Hostess chips and a soda. By the way, I'm 1,000 years old. Crystal Pepsi was my go-to in 92 and 93. Although I also liked Coke too, which was just New Coke under a different name. I know, the 2 biggest flops in soda history, and you found the one guy who was pounding them. Please don't judge me. Also, I was totally sure Crystal Pepsi tasted like something else altogether. The ads themselves told me so. You've never seen a taste like this. Advertising never lies. So I'm here today kind of nervous that the 30 years I spent believing in my heart that Pepsi discontinued the best drink in their lineup is about to be squashed. I'm still recovering from finding out earlier this year that Fruit Loops all taste exactly the same. I don't think I could handle a second punch to the stomach. Here goes. Nope, this does not taste the same as a normal Pepsi. I feel completely vindicated right now. Now, sadly, it's definitely not as good as I remember, but I will say this. I still think it's better than an original Pepsi. I find that it's a little less sugary in flavor, and that's probably due to the fact that they didn't have to use the caramel to dye it dark. So without the brown sugar adding extra flavor to this, what you're left with is a soda and its naked whole self. Now the question is where to rank this. And look, nostalgia's hitting me really hard right now, but I want to be fair to these other sodas. I'm really torn about this right now, but I'm going to put it into second place. I feel like I probably prefer the mango, but if I was stopping at a store to pick up a soda, I would almost definitely gravitate to the Crystal Pepsi first. And I can't explain what it is about it that I prefer over the mango, other than the fact that it's just a really solid cola drink. It doesn't need any extra flavors to amp it up. Like, as the kids say, it slaps. Well, this was fun. And you know what? I'm legitimately blown away by their Nitro edition. I don't know if it's feasible to make the Nitro Pepsi in diet form or if the science requires real sugars to make the magic that it's making, but if they roll this out as a diet drink, I'm in. I find it almost creamy in texture, like it's really neat. Don't agree with my rankings? Well, feel free to feed it to me in the comment section below, but of course only after you like this video and hit the subscribe button, because if you don't, I'll discontinue the Crystal Pepsi all over again.